And so what's up guys, in today's video I'll be doing a moon landing and return to Earth. This is gonna be a tutorial. So what happened, why I didn't record is my cousins came over, it was a lot of work, then school, and this and that, and they really didn't have any room to record. Now the building process is quite simple, you see just glitching a bunch of parts together. Now I do have all the DLCs, but for this mission you only need the better parts one, or you just put a bunch of the normal Hawk engines, I think that's what they're called. Now this build is actually, later on, it's just going to be a little spoiler, I'm not actually going to be using any of the solar panels because, well, they're clipped in, so, and the little lander stage does not have any control surface or anything alike, so most of it is gonna so the thing is, the solar panels won't be deployed, but the plan with the third landing leg is that it deploys and looks kind of like an antenna for the lower stage to like get science from the moon and sort of that. Now we have already built that. Now we're building the commander and technically return module. Now I have built the commander pod. Now it's all encased fairings, nice and snug. And next thing I'm gonna do is try to fit a fairing, but that didn't work. And I actually swapped I forgot to say that I swapped the stage separator with a fairing. Now I put one of those Hawk engines there, 6 wide, 3 6 wides, all those long ones are 6, you don't have the DLCs. Then one of the big engines. Now let's get to launch. Nothing particularly great, nothing particularly awesome, just a launch. Then what you're going to do is follow the angle things, speed up to 3 times to follow them, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, now 20 degrees soon, then 30 degrees, 45, 60, whatever. And you're gonna see what I do is follow all the way up until 60. I don't follow the 75 bit because it wastes fuel, it's too much of an angle. So I stay at 60 for most of the time. And then when I reach more than 30 kilometers, I stop. Now this build, I'm going to post it later on this BP, on one of those apps you post BPs on. I'm unsure which one, but on the SFS BP or whatever, no matter, I will be posting it on that one. What I'm going to do now is just get into orbit, but the first stage ran out of fuel. So just separate it and point it upwards so that my apoapsis stays at 30 point something kilometers. So what I actually did was quite funny. This recording itself, the recording to the moon, was 25 something minutes. Why? I crashed into some debris that I left, and it came and destroyed the engine on the lander. Now this one is gonna be a little flipped up. I shouldn't have done this. I should have separated the lander first, but I'm fixing that. It's quite long. You can skip this part, but yeah, it's nothing special. I transferred the fuel from that one fuel tank to the lander stage, and you see I just deployed. So what I did was revert 30 seconds, get back into orbit, and then at apoapsis, I burned again into orbit, about 30 kilometers, whatever. It says reach low Earth orbit. Then I made a quick save called Earth orbit. It's very useful to have quick saves because you can just revert to that in case anything happens, like the engine getting destroyed by debris. And yeah, but I clipped that part out of the video, so it ain't that important. Now I'm just transferring the lander stage onto the mainsail. Now you need to know how to dock, but that isn't too incredibly hard. You just need to push it back. The docking ports are here and there and that. and you just clip it in. You need RCS thrusters, you can't do it without them. Cause what's it called? You don't have like set as target or whatever, so can't really do that. Now what I'm doing is refueling that stage with that, and I tried refueling that stage with the one fuel tank, but that was impossible. Now I turned that engine on, put it at 100, and navigated to the moon. What's it called? Time warped to the transfer window and turned the craft around. No, yeah, so most of the video was basically me just flying this rocket. There isn't much to say. It's genuinely not that hard to comprehend. Sorry. Even for a beginner and whatnot. So, yeah. I'm just drinking water because this video is long. So, if you want just to see the moon landing and not any of the orbit and stuff, you can just skip to 9 minutes 33 seconds. For now, it's just gonna be the moon. Going to the moon, landing into orbit. Have a bit of personal preference, going into moon orbit at about 5,000 meters. That's the least that allows you to time warp more than 3 times. So, yeah, now you can watch just the orbit part. That's kind of crazy. Just a little personal preference here. I like to put it at just about 5,000 meters. Nothing too crazy. Now the moon landing. It's nothing special. You just slow down your angular momentum or the orbital momentum or whatever until you pretty much do not have it anymore. At that point, you just slow yourself down in the downwards direction and that just lets you land nicely. I'm just deploying the landing legs. Nothing much. The moon is a bit of a forgiving place to land on. It is not that hard. You can just skip around a bunch of places and basically like that. Nothing to say. But yeah, this recording would have taken like 20 minutes if you saw the length of the video. It is long. But when I tell you long to get to the moon without having to fast forward any of your video bits. I could have fast forwarded all of them at 2 times, but because it's a tutorial, I needed it to be long, so it explains future missions that are not tutorials. I'm probably just going to do them at like 4 times speed, old video 4 times speed. Now, at this moment, I am definitely debating if I should switch from video game to vlog or just stay at video game or anything similar. It is kinda, how can I say, weird because I'm not getting any views, posting videos every now and then, not nearly enough views, like 3 or 4. I have 3 subscribers. But with this new editing software, I got, instead of Filmora, I managed to actually do something. Now, here come those parts where I kinda, how can you say this, fuck up? But yeah, you can just skip forward to like 30 minutes, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, I'm unsure. But you can just skip over to that, but I prefer you watch the rest of it because it's kind of crazy what happens. It's just a bunch of stuff. Now I'm on Ascension. I like to place to time warp until the object I'm docking to is just a little behind me so that I can nicely navigate to it. Rendezvous and stuff isn't that hard. You just need to burn until you reach its orbit, and then you time warp to just before you rendezvous, or just put it on ×3 if you're on the moon. Now, you are going to point retrograde and start burning as soon as it says relative velocity to target. You're going to start burning, and burning you will do. You need to slow down if it's a bunch of speed. You have to kill if it's a bunch of side velocity or stuff. You're going to have to kill all of it. And then like negative velocity is also a big problem. The rest of this is just getting quite close to killing all my relative velocity. It's nothing too crazy. You can just skip to the docking. And here we go, the docking. You're just getting close, nice and slow, and you dock. What you're going to do within a Palestine mission, you're going to transfer all the fuel from your landing stage to your mainsail. You're going to leave like 8% fuel or something like that. Going to point retrograde. I accidentally pointed prograde, but not prograde, like into the ground, which still ended up pushing me into the ground. But what I just did is pointed retrograde, slowed as much of my velocity down as possible, and yeah, just left it to crash, left it to run on a fuel, and let it crash. Yeah, what I did was just switch back to my mainsail, time warp to the navigation point on Earth. I'm just doing that now. So then I'll time warp to the point at like before the recording that I clipped out, the last recording, as I like to call it. It was skipping the time. What's it called? Not the time warp, but the like transfer window. It was skipping it. I didn't like that. Now I have left the sphere of influence of the moon, and I'm coming back to Earth pretty soon. Coming back into the atmosphere, and yeah, it's just the typical Earth descent. Nothing too special. You should have done this at this point. So yeah, you can just skip forward a little. Now the landing. What I'd like you to do is like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Now, I switch back, and here we go, touchdown in 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Landing on Earth successful, we have recovered, and these are all the achievements you would have completed. Well, this is it for this time. See ya.